Hello and welcome to the next video of my Minor Region Summer 2022 preview series. It's been a couple weeks, but the PCS announced that they're going to start playing this weekend. The Vietnamese VCS video will come out next week because they start on July 7th. If this is a series that you are not familiar with, when it comes to minor regions, I do not have the time to watch them play at all. So what I did, and what I'm still doing, and what I did here, is I used stats, and only stats, in an attempt to go over the teams to give you a brief preview of how they may finish at the end of the split. If you watch the PCS, comment down below with the other side of the story, which would be what the players actually look like on the Rift versus what their stats are indicating to me. That should kind of clean up any nonsense people tell me I'm full of crap or whatever. Because, I'm acknowledging that this is 100% off of stats, so even wasting your time doing that just would show ignorance. Nevertheless, first place. So, first place teams-wise. So, we got the 10 teams. I've got the top 3 players in each role, and the stats that indicate why they are where they are, which is important. So the PCS is based in with players and teams from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, and Southeast Asia. So there's that. J team I have first. They are not the representatives from MSI. Why is that? Well, we'll get to it. J team have the top mid and jungle duo, in my opinion, in the PCS based off of stats. This is cumulative. This does not mean, well, actually, they're both first anyways. But it was cumulative anyways. They also have the upper half in terms of bot lane. When it comes to bot and support combined, they have a top 5 bot lane. As far as jungle is concerned, you have Kong Yu in jungle. He is top in KDA, CS per minute, gold per minute. Uniboy first in KDA, gold per minute, kill participation, and he's also top 4 in all the categories that he's not first in. So he is a carry-oriented mid laner that's able to make things happen as well, which is important. Kong Yu, high in KDA, he doesn't die, he farms well, he gets ahead in his matchup, and he does his job. As far as upper half bot is concerned, Unified is Psg. I don't know why my dumbass made Unified the color that J Team is. Forget that. Unified's obviously with PSG. Meta Falcon team is second. They have the second best mid jungle duo in my opinion, based on stats combined, and they also have the second rated support. 665 in the jungle is my second rated jungler. He is upper half in all categories except KDA, so he's upper half in making things happen. When it comes to kill participation, his kill share is high, his gold share is high. Champion pool is there based on how many games he played, as well as everything else. But KDA, he does tend to die a bit. And second rated support, Ren Hao, is upper half in all 3 categories. The 3 categories I use for supports are kill participation, KDA, and champion pool. Everything else doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many CS per minute you get. That's more, did you get lucky and get a few fasting Senna games in your lineup where you're able to get your stats boosted sort of situation. So Ren Hao I have as a second rated support. Third, we have CTBC Flying Oyster. We're going to call him Flying Oyster for this video. Top rated 80 carry, and they are in the upper half of the 4 roles except top. Top, I feel, is their weakest role, but they are top 4 or top 5 in all other 4. Shun being the most notable. He's first in KDA, CS per minute, and gold per minute, so he doesn't die. He farms well, gets a lot of gold, and carries for Flying Oyster, at least based on those statistics. Now, fourth place, we have Psg Talon. PSG has been a stalwart for PCS, making it to Worlds, making it to MSI the last couple of years. But they have been in flux. They got rid of Juhan and Bay. They brought in Burry and Gory, and I feel they lost a bit, especially with Burry. Burry hasn't played in quite a long time, and even when he did play, he was on a team that I think struggled a lot, if I recall correctly. So PSG, obviously, Hanabi is a top 3 top laner. Unified's a top 3 bot laner, and Kai Wing is the best support, in my opinion. I mean, he's a top tier support in the world in general. In international events, he is a top 4 support. I think, I mean, when we were at MSI, I felt like he was the 4th best support in the tournament. I mean, I think I had him ranked 3rd, if I even recall correctly. When it was all said and done, like they are very good. PSG in those roles are good, but when it comes to mid and jungle, I mean, Gory's been okay in the LCK, but he was struggling in the LPL, and we'll see, you know, dropping down to a lower tier region if he can dominate. I mean, it's feasible. But Burry, on the other hand, doesn't have a lot to offer. Hanabi, first in KDA, second in CS per minute, and gold per minute in top. Unified, second in KDA, kill participation, kill share, and gold per minute. And Kai Wing was first in KDA and kill participation in the bot lane. They have the top rated bot lane in the region. Deep Cross Gaming, I have a drop off here. I believe Deep Cross Gaming is not quite at the level of Psg Talon, at least based off stats. Deep Cross Gaming has the best combination of top and mid in the region. Leaky, I have ranked as the top rated top laner. First in kill share and gold share, so he carries hard relative to his role. Mind you, when I go over kill share and things like this is not on their own team. This is not across the entire region, but this is across the entire region relative to the role itself. So Leaky, compared to other players in his role, highest kill share, highest gold share, second in KDA and gold per minute in top lane. And Nest T in mid, second in KDA, and third in champion pool. Plays a lot of different stuff in mid, giving them options. Frank Esports, I have 6th. I think they have the second rated mid and bot laner based off stats, and third rated support. In mid, you have Pretender, who I believe is on loan from J-Team. So, or no, from PSG Talon maybe. It was one of those two teams that Pretender's on loan from, or at least was. Pretender is first in CS per minute, kill share, and gold share. Really close to close to Uniboy in mid. Definitely the role where there isn't drop off from the top player to the second player. And M&M in bot, first in kill share, gold share, second in CS per minute. And Keres, also known as K2 last split, second in champion pool and fourth in kill participation in his region. So a solid bot lane and mid laner, but top and jungle leave a lot to be desired, and that's why they're 6th in the power rankings going into the split. Beyond Gaming, they're upper half in jungle and bot, and second in top lane in the region. Liang, I have second. This is kind of where we get into some nitty-gritty stuff, because I believe they use 2 different top laners, and because I don't watch the PCS, I can't really guarantee that Liang is the starter, but based on stats, Liang should be the starter. He's first in CS per minute in the role, gold per minute, and kill share, so he gets more kills than anybody else in his role relative to his team. He gets more CS per minute in general, best laner when it comes to just straight up farming, and gets more gold than anybody else. Husha in jungle, very high gold per minute and gold share, so he gets a lot of gold, he gets fed, and he's 4th in KDA. There is drop off there from 665 to Husha in jungle. Now, see, from 7th to 8th, things get really messy. These bottom 3 teams are definitely, clearly, without a shadow of a doubt, the bottom 3 teams. And this is what actually screwed up my algorithm when I originally was trying to do smaller regions, if you recall correctly. maybe right after MSI or before that. I made a video where I just said theoretical power rankings. We're going to try and see if this makes sense or not. And I really had a tough time, valuing how the PCS was versus everybody else because of how bad the bottom tier teams in the PCS were, which boosted PSG to like a crazy stat line that would have ranked them like a top 5 team in the world. And at an international event, you can finish top 5 if you're PSG, right? That's happened many times. But we're not going to kid ourselves when we say I'd put the top 5 teams in the LPL by themselves over PSG without even thinking about it at the time, you know? So they kind of screwed up my power rankings, and this is why. So Impunity is 8th. They're the bottom 4 in all 5 roles. I mean, that's just simple as that. The stats do not like them. Dewish team took over for Hurricane Gaming. Bottom half in all the roles. So, in a couple roles, they are better than Impunity, but across the entire board in the other roles, they're struggling. And Sem 9, bottom 2 in all roles. Like, they are either 9th or 10th in their roles versus versus the opposition. I will say, Sem 9, their junglers' stat lines are really good, but I did not boost them because I don't know what the deal is with that. But both of them had really good stat lines. So I don't know who's playing between the two, but if you're a PCS fan, comment down below if you like this video. Please give me a scouting report on how you think the PCS is actually going to turn out. Like I said, this is 100% off of stats and stats alone. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Like I said, next week I will have my VCS, not power ranking, well, I guess power rankings, but also minor region preview video out where we go over the VCS in this similar format. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you come back for more content.